I wish I come to give with this truth, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to the Akim that supposed to forecomes of the earth, pushing his word in sincerity and truth with all long suffering and doctrine. All right. I want to get into a topic as a video I'm going to title Pangs and Sorrows Shall Take Hold of Them. All right. Kind of going off the flow of this video, I was just watching of a brother in the Chicago camp going in on Nahum, the first chapter. I actually want to open up with Isaiah chapter 13, verse 6. It says, Howl ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. All right, so howl ye, meaning in cahoots with Amos, the 5th chapter, the 18th verse. It's a day of darkness, the Lord's return is. You know, it's not a day of happiness and glad. It's going to be gloomy. So with that being said, he said, How ye? It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. And that's what he's coming back to do, not to send peace on the earth, but a sword. Whether you're familiar with it or not, I just read an article which I initially intended to do a live stream. I was going to have the everything that I'm reading right now off the screen pop up, but Satan is trying to deter that from happening. So I just went ahead and made a regular video out of this. I got an article here, just going to read the headline about North Korea. It says North Korea may be gearing up for another ICBM test launch. This was 7 hours ago. Today's date is July 20th, 2017, 12:03 in the morning. And this is from Business Insider, Military and Defense. So yeah, businessinsider.com. And they initially launched the ICBM attack when everybody was stuffing their faces on July 4th, but they're gearing up to do it a second time. So with that being said, we see that the signs of the times of the Lord is at hand, and therefore we're going to keep prophesying with these scriptures. Isaiah 13:7, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. So can you imagine that? You know, you being you're not seeking the true power, and you know what I'm saying, you helpless. You got that feeling of hopelessness. You got that war is me spirit in that day, you know. And us brothers that send to know Lord, will we be a part of the elect? We got to put off that weak nature. That's why we right now mentally being prepared and built up for what's about to take place. But for everybody who's not prepared, and even the elect is going to be terrified still. All right. But to you who not even prepared, it says, therefore shall all hands be faint, every man's heart shall melt. You know what I'm saying? You might even see people dropping dead of a heart attack when they see the power of the Heavenly Father. You know, he coming in his glorious apparel, the chariots and whatnot. Ha ha ha. He said in Acts 13:41, I work a work in your days in which no man shall believe, though a man declare it unto you. When he worked that work, man, it's going to take people by surprise. Like he said, he coming as a thief in the night. So when he do so and they catch everybody off guard, their hands going to be faint, man. They're going to be sitting there with that pale face like the nigga on Get Out. All right. Verse 8, Isaiah 13:8. And they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. All right. So that pangs and sorrows, which I'm entitled this video, Lord willing, is going to take hold of them. Everybody who not seeking the true power of Israel, pursuing the 2 Chronicles 15 and 13. All right. If you're not seeking the true power of Israel, you should be put to death, whether man or woman, whether old or young. There is no distinction. There is no discrimination. All right. Especially if you're an Israelite, because he's your only power. He's not coming back to save everyone. So if you know what I'm saying, being a nigga right now, living with the cares and affairs of his life and not seeking the true power of Israel, you rightfully deserve everything that the Lord is going to give you when he slam that gavel. All right. When he bring judgment on you people during the time of Armageddon. Isaiah 13:9, behold, the day of Yahweh cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. That's right, man. So Yahweh Shema Shah is going to make his return, and it's going to be with wrath and fierce anger. And this is something contrary, once again, to what they teaching out here in these other doctrines, which is why the scriptures tell you not to winnow with every wind. All right. And pursuant to Jeremiah 3 and 15, he gonna set up pastors according to his heart. All right. And by way of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone on down, they the true pastors that's rightly dividing this word of truth and being diligent in season and out of season. So you should be taking heed to them, cleaving unto the elders that's around you. All right, before the evil days draw nigh, seeking the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah before the evil days draw nigh, because it's at hand, whether you hear or whether you forbear. As a matter of fact, I want to go into Nahum, the first chapter as well. It says 1 and 1, the burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum, the Elkoshite, and Mystery Babylon, aka America, is referred to as different lands throughout the scriptures. All right. Now this was an old place, in old times, but once again, nothing new under the sun. All right. And he was sent to Israelites, by the way, who was in this land. And the fact of the matter remains, America is referred to as like Mystery Babylon, the Great Harlot, the land of the Chaldeans, all right, Assyria, Egypt, Nineveh, you know. So if you got it with a spiritual eye, you could receive this. As the scriptures say, he that hath the ear to hear, let him hear. So verse 2, Yahweh is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. All right, so that tells you alone one of two things. One, the Lord has emotions like we do. The Lord is jealous. And what you do, how would you feel if you had a child and that child is calling another man father? You know, that's what you're doing when you commit idolatry, and that's also adultery in the same sense. They both of them. All right. So it says Yahweh is jealous and Yahweh revengeth. Yahweh revengeth and is furious. And that's true. The scriptures talk about how he angry with the wicked every day. So every day he a consuming fire, just waiting on the day of Armageddon to destroy this place. And that's the Lord. He being slow to anger, as it's about to speak on in just a moment. It says, Yahweh will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. And that's straight up what it's going to be. He said, I believe it's in the book of Deuteronomy, those that hate me, I will repay them to their faces. And so therefore, the Lord is not a joke. And many people feel like they was raised as the Lord being all love. You will run over somebody who all love. But somebody who put your ass to death and got the power to do so and laugh at you in the time of your calamity when it comes, hey man, that's not a power you want to be fucking with. You ought to obey him and keep his law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. And that's what our ought is, to tell you people to come back and repent. All right? Like they was doing here in the time of Nineveh in the book of Nahum, as I'm reading. Nahum 1 and 3. Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. So he's a great power. And it refers to, I believe it's Isaiah 40 and 22, if I'm not mistaken. We like grasshoppers. All right, we small. We nothing. You know, we refer to as ashes and dust in the scriptures. So you need not to be prideful. You need to be humble and hearken unto the men that's out there for your benefit. All right, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone on down, you need to be hearkening unto them and the doctrine, if it's for you, because everybody not gonna get it. But we out there for the elect's sake, and the Lord is coming to destroy this place, whether you can see it or not. All right, that's why you're seeing uproars amongst the people. That's why you're seeing robbing and looting, like the scriptures talk about in Matthew 24 and 6, earthquakes in diverse places, you know. Hearing of wars and rumors of wars, as I just read about the article in North Korea, they planning on testing another ICBM attack. And you know what the scriptures say, they shall not break their rank. And in the book of 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter, they're going to be sharp and shall not miss when they be shot to the ends of the earth. Talking about them arrows, the missiles. So I hope you people prepared, man. or at least on the right track, or on the right path to be prepared for what the Lord is planning to bring to this place. And we earnestly hasten the coming of the day of Yahweh Shem Shah. The true men of the Lord willing, we are part of the elect. You know, we want this place to get destroyed because this is not fucking living. Everything is out of fucking order. As a matter of fact, I want to grab that in Psalms 82 and 5. They know not. Right. Israel is fucking retarded. You know, that's why he called them Sodom's children. 2/3 of the nation of Israel is fucking retarded. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native and Seminole Indians, our own people, is fucking retarded. In this day and age, they caught up with folly and vanity. And that's why, like I said, they deserve every bit of what the Lord is planning to bring to this place. Death, destruction, cruel, and wrath, man. And it's going to be beautiful, Lord willing, we get to see the downfall and destruction of our enemy. Because the chariots not just going to beam up the elect and take them straight home. Right? They're going to beam them up and they're going to watch this place be destroyed. That's why I referred to it as the lake of fire. Because from an aerial view looking down from the chariot, that's how Babylon is going to look. Fire everywhere, as far as the eye can see. Psalms 82 and 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness, like I said, folly and vanity. The scriptures say that folly is set in great dignity. Everything that you people is caught up with, the cares and affairs of this life is fucking vanity. King Solomon said it himself in the book of Ecclesiastes, you know, all is fucking vanity. It says all the foundations of the earth are out of course. And that's true, man. Everything is out of fucking court, out of whack. All right, you got Esau, the most vile person upon all the face of the earth above us. All right, he less than shit because shit is a fertilizer. Esau means wasted away. All right, so Esau being wasted away, he's less than that. And of course, you got the nigga woman that's joint hands with him. They're receiving the benefits from him. They could call on him whenever they need to, that 911. But you ain't gonna have that in that day. There's gonna be a lot of things you ain't gonna have in the day of Jacob's trouble. And if you people ain't seeking the true power of Israel to understand what's going on and why, you're gonna get caught up in it. Rightfully so. And we pray for the downfall and destruction of this place. We pray for fewer days unto us. Because the Lord gave that as a commandment. In 2nd Ezra 2 and 13. All right? Supposed to pray for fewer days unto you. The kingdom already prepared for us. And there's niggas like y'all that's holding us back. Niggas out here caught up with the cares and affairs of this life. Meanwhile, whomever the elect is, they sorrowful. You know? Pursuing Ezekiel 9 and 4. We sorrowful. We sighing and crying for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. People praise Esau, man. People love their fucking oppressor to the point they even dye their hair blonde just to look like them. Y'all niggas don't know in Leviticus 13 and 31 that that's a leprosy. That's an unclean skull. Esau is naturally born unclean. Naturally come out the womb unclean. And you people love your oppressor that much, y'all want to be just like him. Straighten your hair. You know, dye it blind. Talk like I'm on the phone trying to get that job. Whatever you got to do. You trimming your way to seek love, man. So when the Lord comes to destroy this place, it's rightfully so. Hey, the scriptures say, through thy precepts, I get understanding. Therefore, I hate every false way. And that's a false fucking way. That false image you people put on. Hey, the fake is praised on this side, man. And it's fucked up. It shouldn't be like that, you know. Everything that's vanity, folly, and fake is exalted on this side. I believe that's spoke of in the book of Luke 16 and 15. Give me a moment, I'm letting it load up. It says, and he said unto them, ye are they which justify yourselves before men, but Yahweh knoweth your hearts. You know, what's truly in your mind. pursuing Ezekiel 33 and 30 on down. You know, you people that still talking about us against the walls. You know, y'all take us what we saying as a true song. You know, I'm roughly paraphrasing, not trying to butcher it too much, but y'all taking it as a beautiful song. It sound appealing. We see brothers all the time downtown give us a thumbs up. They're shalomas, but they ain't up there with us. You know, and I understand that everybody not gonna be a prophet. Some are just meant to be a help, but sometimes they're not even doing that. So regardless of which, you need to be up there with your hands on the plow. That's one thing I hate in the fucking workforce is you giving your all and you got a nigga that's sluggard. You know, that's slack and shit. You out there sweating bullets, shirt sticking to you, and you got a nigga that you got to work with, lollygagging, bullshitting, joking too much, talking about nothing. Want to know about all these sports games and bullshit. Want to know about this bitch and that bitch and everybody information, but not seeking the true power of Israel. So once again, when the Lord bring that judgment on you people, is rightfully so. Everything he does, as it says in prayer of Azariah 1 verse 8, you know, is in righteousness. Everything the Lord does is in righteousness. And he knows that what's best for you niggas is fire. Because fire is a cleansing agent. And thermonuclear destruction will purge you and make you better. Because in the kingdom, y'all not gonna be on this same foul shit. You got niggas out here trying to commit adultery, willingly sleep with other men's wives and shit. That shit it wasn't tolerated in the days of old. You know? That's why this place hasteth quickly to be destroyed. Moving on. For that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of Yahweh. And that's why you wonder why people be just randomly dropping dead. Not a day over 25. Lord might take them out, gunshot here, car wreck there, sickle cell here, you know, all kind of plagues and diseases, pestilence. These niggas don't know they still under curses. The curses that's in Deuteronomy 28, 15 to 68. You know? So everything that's highly esteemed amongst men is an abomination in the sight of the Lord. Because y'all not highly esteeming the truth. Y'all ain't gonna highly esteem the truth till it's too fucking late. And that's when it's gonna be beautiful. That's why this truth is so beautiful. It's holy, it's set apart because everybody can't fucking get it. Back in Nahum, the first chapter, this fourth verse, he rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers. Bashan languisheth, and Carmel and the flower of Lebanon languisheth. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence, yea, the world and all that dwell therein. And that's true. The heavens of heavens cannot contain the Heavenly Father. All right, when he made his presence on the earth, that's exactly what happened. Everything it just described during the time of Moses. Verse 6. Who can stand before his indignation? And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. So can't nobody stand before his indignation, man. We got put through that righteous anger during the time of slavery, and still to this day, but primarily during slavery, when that yoke was really upon us, both physical and spiritual. Now it's more of a spiritual aspect. It's still physical, but we ain't under chains, is what I'm trying to say. You know, you got a little bit more liberty, but you people out here using that that inch, and y'all taking a mile, or using y'all liberty for a cloak of maliciousness. You got people that got too much liberty. The scriptures speak about that. Not to switch topic too goddamn much, but the scriptures speak about that, man. Give not a wicked woman too much liberty to gad abroad, man. And you wonder why they out here, and it's the norm now on social media for them just to randomly have on fishnet shirts with the titties showing. And that's accepted. That's highly esteemed amongst men, you know. And it's fucked up because These are the daughters of Zion. And we supposed to be cool with that shit, man. Like, how the fuck you expect it, and if this place was to be prolonged, how can you expect to raise your children here and this shit is being promoted for them to see willingly? You know? I'm talking about if you got the same sex, the same gender of a child. Like, that shit not cool. And that's why the Lord has to destroy this place. And everybody who not with it, you're gonna die right along with this place. Like the scriptures say, remember Lot's wife. That she looked back. That's all I'm trying to say. You know? Didn't listen to the Lord, got her ass turned to a pillar of salt instantly. You know, it wasn't hard. As the scripture's gonna speak on in just a moment. Uh, Nahum 1:7, Yahweh is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. Huh. You know, so he knoweth all of them that trust in him, talking about his elect. And he is stronghold in the day of trouble. And he's that strong tower as the scriptures refer to. It says, verse 8, but with an overrunning flood will he make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies. And that's basically what I'm alluding to. Back to the title, pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them, man. Your stomach gonna fucking drop. Your hands gonna be weak. You're gonna be not even able to utter a word. You're just gonna be in total silence like the nigga in Get Out in that sunken place. And then before you know it, you're gonna be a fucking missile destroying your ass like it's talked about in Zechariah 14 and 12. So it's gonna consume the eyes while they're in their holes. Can you imagine that shit, man? Verse 8. But with an overrunning flood will he make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies. Man, y'all ain't gonna be able to turn to the left or to the right. You ain't gonna know what to do. Read Amos 5 and 18 and see for yourself. You can't escape judgment. But with the Salaki, verse 9, what do ye imagine against Yahweh? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. And that's basically the point that I wanted in this chapter as well. That affliction shall not rise up the second time. This is our last captivity. We ain't going to captivity no more after this. So this is the last trump. You know, we ain't gonna have to go through this shit with Esau no more. Doing right, you know what I'm saying? The Lord will bless us, then fucking up and then get curses. Doing right, bless, fuck up, and then get cursed. It's the last time. He gonna write out the law, statutes, and commandments in our inward parts. And then we're gonna be straight. Hey, even 2/3 of the nation of Israel are gonna be straight in that day. They're gonna be greater than the apostles is on this side. And them men of renown, giants as the scriptures call them, great men. So it's gonna be beautiful, man, for Israel. But for the 2/3, I mean not 2/3, these other heathen nations, hey, you got slavery to look forward to, being tributary. Y'all want to import, I mean y'all want to implement taxes and tariffs and all that other fuck shit y'all be on. We're gonna make you people tributary. Read Isaiah the 60th chapter. It goes into that. So the Lord is gonna righteously avenge himself for his name's sake, and ultimately for the name, I mean for Israel's sake. As a matter of fact, I want to grab Revelation chapter 18, verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. That's a twofold scripture, you know. Physically aspect, they got them satellites out there trying to, they set them up to see when the Lord gonna make his return, actually. But the Lord using them also, pursuing the Psalm, the 19th chapter, when they go into the unicorn, talking about that line that go about the whole earth. We're using it for the truth's sake on the right hand side to push out this truth, you know. But on a physical aspect, they got them satellites out of space, so they sends reaching to the heavens. You know, they're trying to ride airplanes, jets, whatever they can get to go that high. You know, verse 6. Oh no. And then on the spiritual aspect, y'all got shit to pay for all the way back to, Cain and Abel, Esau. Because right now, this Revelation 18 is talking about Mystery Babylon. When you read up to the 17th chapter, it really goes into that. But 18 just follows suit, talking about Mystery Babylon as we know as America today. Verse 6. Reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. So you're going to get a double portion of what you've done unto us, Esau, and you other heathen nations that's joint hands with them. But our natural born enemy, Esau Edom, the so-called white man today, who's really red, when you read the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter, he came out red. He's not white because white means pure. His blood shows forth through his skin. We're going to do double unto you when you read Isaiah 14 and 21, when you read Revelation 13 and 10, Joel, the 3rd chapter. You're going to get double. And then we're going to set everything back in order how it's supposed to be. Revelation 18 and 7. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. And that's straight up, man. Brother's down bad. I'm talking really down bad. Fucked up. You people out here living deliciously. Throwing money like it ain't no tomorrow. I'm talking about on bullshit. They got a TV show of Edomites just building fucking tree houses in the middle of nowhere that they can live in, you know, and they go put down such and such amount of money, whether it be in the thousands or the millions, to deck out a big ass tree. And don't get me wrong, they dope as hell looking, but the fact of the matter remains, y'all living deliciously, man. Y'all got so much money, y'all can just blow it on bullshit. It says, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. And this queendom, as I like to refer to America as, because it's not a kingdom. The man is not exalted. All right, the woman is above the man in this bullshit ass society, or so they feel, and that's a part of a curse that read in Jeremiah 31 and 22. That's why people need to know these precepts, because they all intertwine with one another. But this queendom, because it's fucking queers and faggots and women set on high, the masculine man is shut down. Either gonna try to kill you or throw you in jail. Hey, we're gonna give you so much torment because you living deliciously, man. But it says here in verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is Yahweh Hashem Yahushua who judges her, and that's straight up what's gonna come in one day. Death and mourning. Mourning like when you lose a loved one. You're sorrowful, you're crying, sobbing, can't control your fucking self. You got that woe is me spirit. But death is also going to ensue. And that's the beautiful part about it. Numbers, the 35th chapter and the 33rd verse go into that, man. Because we're not looking for no reparations. We don't want no 40 acres of a mule. We don't want no blank check that you could just give to us and let us write out some imaginary number. We want your blood shed, man. What the fuck you did to our people. And setting everything upside down. As I read earlier, that Psalms 82 and 5. This place has to be utterly destroyed for its abominations and wickedness that it done unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Rightfully so. Revelation chapter 18, verse 9. And the kings of the earth, talking about everybody that's in the power seat now, the elites and shit, and all these other different people that's in a position of power. It says, who have committed fornication, so adultery, and lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her, talking about Babylon. That her is talking about Babylon, that great whore, harlot, and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. They're gonna be sorrowful. They're gonna be mourning when they see the smoke of this bitch burning from afar off, man. It's beautiful too, because I happen to work in a line of what can I say, shipping and receiving in a bullshit warehouse, making pennies on the dollar. Not to make this topic about me, but just going into the fact that I know that they shipping shit overseas, shit come from overseas, woo 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 woo. And long story short, they shit on the laborers. If you don't comprehend what I'm saying, read James the 5th chapter, start at the first verse, read to the 5th verse. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, shitting on the blue collar workers as they call them. And long story short, to see them sorrowful, to put a smile on my face, Lord willing. I'm a part of the elect, and the brothers that's tuning in, watching this too, that's laboring in sincerity and truth across the four corners of the earth, whomever they may be, is gonna put a smile on their face, man. See this place destroyed. While everybody out there sorrowful, they're gonna be sad and shit. We're gonna be happy, happy as fuck. I'm talking about cheesing from ear to ear, a little Kool-Aid smile and shit. Revelation 18 and 10, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And that's the spirit. I was trying to tell an Edomite at the damn job. Yeah, me trying to tell a fucking Edomite, right? That this bitch was gonna get destroyed by Russia. And they're like, no, no, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. He tried to bring up a topic about Cuba when the missile crisis happened during the time Kennedy was in office and shit. I know it ain't meant for them to know, but I was letting them know their judgment was about to come. Whether they hear, whether they forbear, man, I be stirring in that bitch. I don't like people. I'm what you can call that word a misanthrope. I don't like you people. I don't like really nobody, you know. Unless you like a brother in this truth and we don't want a accord of a like mind, fuck you. That's how I feel to everybody else. If you ain't the elect, whomever they may be, and then again you don't know, so I ain't talking about I just walk randomly saying fuck, because I know I gotta teach brothers in general, whomever they may be, you know, when we out there fishing and whatnot. But I'm talking about in general though, you know. Ain't no conversation you could have with me without the truth finding its way out. And the truth is, America gonna be destroyed, whether you like it or not. Esau is a motherfucker. Esau proudful though, man. Esau proudful as a motherfucker, dog. But it's all good. It says here at Revelation 18 and 11, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. And that's what it's gonna be, you know. Everything that they sell, and it kind of go into it on the 12th verse. I ain't gonna grab it, but just going into the merchants gonna be sorrowful because they can no longer make money. America is is an import country. They don't make shit here. You don't see shit made in America. It's an import country. Everything is from Taiwan, China, Malaysia, so on and so forth. They import everything. It used to be great back when they had the gold booming. Everybody was mining and shit. But this bitch ain't shit. And that's beautiful though. Hey, America only been in power like 200 some years, 227, 230 years, something like that. Already on its way out. Destroyed the earth and everything in a matter of 200 years, 2 centuries. Place got to go. Hey, the scriptures speak about that. You know, the Lord gonna destroy them which destroy the earth. So it's rightfully so. We once again hastening the coming of the day of Yahweh Shem Shah. So with that, us hastening, I got Nahum 2 and 1. It says, He that dasheth in pieces is come up before thy face. All right, Esau coming up before our face and shit, dashing our people to pieces. It says, keep the munition. And I'm on the Blue Letter Bible website right now. I clicked on it earlier. I forgot, so I'm about to click on it again. Just bear with me while it's loaded. It says, oh yeah, stronghold. Right. You got to keep that stronghold. Hold on, going back. It says, Nahum 2 and 1. He that dashes in pieces is come up before thy face. Keep the munition or stronghold. Watch the way, make thy loins strong. Fortify thy power mightily. All right. So you got to be holding fast that which is good. There's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right. That's this doctrine which we receive by way of the apostles and elders of great mills thrown on down. Like he said, make thy loins strong. So you got to put on the spiritual garments. Be prepared for the battle. At the end of the day, you got to understand this is not living. This is not, you're not put here in America to prosper. You're put here to serve out a punishment. And that's why we're so sorrowful. Because like it said in the scriptures, Ecclesiastes 7:7, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. That's why we're so sorrowful. The abomination that's round about us, so on and so forth. Folly set in great dignity. But you got to make, like it says, the way, so like you make thy loins strong. That's what you got to do. So you got to be prepared for the battle. Put on that spiritual garment, as Apostle Paul was speaking about. All right. And last but not least, Micah 7 and 9, it says, I will bear the indignation of Yahweh, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause. So that righteous anger of the Lord that he put upon us, we got to take it, man. We got to take it. Take our cross. Bear your cross, I mean. It says, because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause. And we fucked up because we fell away. That's what that Giants go back into. When you really do research and you go into the Strong's Concordance and you look up giants in the book of Genesis, I believe it's 6 and 4, they go back to fall away. They talk about the fallen angels. Angels means messenger. They fell away from their first estate, spoken of in Jude 1 and 6. All right, the men of renown, the great men, fell away. All right, we start worshiping other gods, doing wickedly. But now we've been returned, pursuing the Baruch 4 and 28. We got to seek the Lord 10 times more. So we fucked up, got punished, and now we in the process of being awoken to the truth again and waking up the elect, that significant portion of Israelites. And then the Lord is going to destroy this place. And that's what we're waiting for. And it's going to happen in your lifetime because we see the signs of the times at hand around us. And we don't see this as being far-fetched somewhere down the road. So you need to be hearkening into this now. It says, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. All right? He's going to execute judgment for our sakes. Lord, will we be a part of the elect? He's going to avenge himself on our adversaries, those who wish to do us hurt and harm. Like King David was speaking about in the book of Psalms, man. It says, he will bring me forth to thy light, knowledge and understanding, the truth, his salvation, his glorious, everything, that he willing to give you. And we laboring for a reward too. So we got to seek first the kingdom of heaven, and all things going to be added. And like it says, and I shall behold his righteousness, because he rule and reign in righteousness. He's a just power. He's so just, he gave every other heathen nation a chance at power over us. All the different captivities from the Assyrians to the Romans, the Persians, the Greeks, the Egyptians, and the other, whatever, two I ain't naming, the Assyrians and woo, he gave them Babylon, he gave them a chance over us. That's how just the Lord is. He gave the heathens a chance over us to rule in righteousness, and none of them could do it because they're not his chosen. They're not the apple of his eye. He did that for punishment on our behalf. Verse 10, Micah 7 and 10, I'm going to close out on this. It says, then she, oh, see, we ain't supposed to, in this society, we ain't supposed to talk about the females, you know what I'm saying? You can't be you can't speak this much truth for them. It's called hate speech now. You know, that's why this place got to be fucking destroyed. Can't stand this shit. Micah 7:10, it says, "Then she that is mine enemy shall see it." And who is that she that's primarily your enemy? The daughters of Zion, your own people, Israelites, the females of your nation, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native and Seminole Indians shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? And you know, they come scoffing in many a multitude of ways. You know, I ain't even got to go out in depth on it, but just saying, whether they phrase it like that or phrase it in general, they come up scoffing and whatnot, they going to see it in that day, they going to want to be humble. And hey, depending on brother's spirit, some might, let you in with them. Some might, boot you off. Hey, man, you got to take it up with the Lord. Everything you was saying, woo, 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 woo. You got to take it up with the Heavenly Father, man. And he ain't coming back to talk, like I said. That's why I titled this video, Pains and Sorrow Shall Take Hold of Them. Stomach gonna drop like shit your pants, missile, boom, gone. Your dumb ass up out of here. Because you was fucking up. Can't be humble. And it's righteously so, once again. So it says, mine eyes shall behold her, now she shall be trodden down as the mire of the streets. This ain't written for nothing. Like Apostle Hart said, these words ain't just written on a page just to take up space and make it look cool. They written for a reason, and they not gonna return to the Heavenly Father void. So whether you hear, whether you forbear, all of this gonna come into fruition in your lifetime if the Lord allow you to see it. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom. You know, as always, hold fast that which is good. Salakia for the shitty video quality. I'm just doing what I got. That's all I got. Thugging it out. Fuck it. Hopefully this video is edifying to whomever tuning in. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom. As always, hold fast that which is good. And Mawath Lababah. There's death to America.